Yes.
Coach, what is the latest on the eligibility of the
Yeah, we're working. I think our compliance office is one of the better ones in the country. They're on top of it. They got an update from them 2 days ago, and we're still waiting. I mean, they're holding out hope. They think we can get them cleared, but we won't know till we find out. And there's no real time frame, so I don't know. I mean, not. We've got the closed scrimmage this weekend. We've got the charity exhibition next Sunday. It'd be great if we could find something out here quick before we played in those, but I'm not anticipating him getting cleared this week, but I don't know. But no, we don't have an answer yet.
Coach, over here to your left in the front row.
Oh,
Coach, I wanted to ask you, how did the two injuries that you want Gary and Jake Ross affect your potential rotation? And also, talk about the improvements you've seen in the offseason out of Alex Reese.
all right. They're all three of those kind of play the same position a little bit. So, I mean, it was unfortunate that both Jawan and James both are big wings, kind of 3/4 men, and they both went down. So, we'll probably have to play a little bit smaller. Herb Jones will probably have to play some 4. Maybe you can go real small and put Petty down there. But Alex Reese is playing, would kind of led into your next one. Alex Reese has been playing great. He's got his body looking a lot better. He's shooting the ball pretty well. So he will play a lot of minutes at that 4 spot for us. And, you know, when he's not in there, we're going to have to probably play Herb there a lot. So, and Petty will have to play some. But, yeah, we're a little thin kind of at that spot, and we're just going to have to figure it out. And injuries are part of the game, and it's unfortunate that 2 guys at the same position went down for us in the preseason, but we'll figure it out. Yes.
Coach, when you took over, it wasn't just a change, it was a change in culture. What has been your message or messages to your team over the first few months?
Yeah, I think we want to play faster. We played pretty fast at Buffalo. We led the country in transition points per game last year. So we talk a lot about effort, just give them max effort. And then I'm a big skill development guy. Just over 6 years ago, I was still coaching high school and big player development. So we're big on our guys getting in the gym. So we wanted to get that culture back where they actually enjoyed playing basketball again. I think that goes along with playing at the pace we play and get in the gym, develop their game. So that's really the whole spring and summer. We didn't really talk about much defense, and we talked about giving max effort, playing hard, and getting in the gym, working on your game, and just working on our offensive skill development. I think the guys have bought in. I think they enjoy being in the gym again, and we're loving play basketball again is where we wanted to get them to, and I think we've got that going. Now we got to get them to guard and a million other little things we're working on. But, yeah, I do think we've changed some of that part of the culture. Yes.
I want to ask you about Jaden Shackleford. How is he going to contribute to the team? He's a big time scorer from California.
Yeah, the questions about Jaden Shackleford. I love Jaden. I think he's playing great. I mean, he's all about the right stuff. He plays hard every day. He's super coachable. I've kind of made the statement before, but I think this is my 7th year in Division I basketball. He's as ready to play Division I basketball as any freshman I think I've ever coached. His body was ready. His dad's a personal trainer and did a great job getting him ready to play. And he's just I anticipate him being a major factor in what we do this year. And I love coaching the kid every day. He's just all about the right stuff. So he can make shots. He's a little bit of a combo guy. He's probably more 2 than he is combo, but he can definitely make shots, and he's aggressive, attacking. He's got a great body to be a good defensive player. You've got to get a little bit more disciplined on the defensive end, but that's to be said about every freshman in the country. So, no, he's going to play a big role in what we're doing this year.
Coach, over here to your left, second row.
Okay.
Hey, Alex Reese might be one of your most dynamic offensive players. How do you kind of unlock his potential this season?
Yeah, so Reese can really shoot, and he's been shooting the ball really well. I think he's had his 2 best practices since we've been here, the last 2 practices. He's starting to peak at the right time. In our system, I mean, he'll play some 4 and some 5 both. At the 5, he can really shoot and spread the floor out. When you go 5 out at the 4, he can shoot, but he can also post up, score a little bit inside. He's gotten his body in much better shape, so he can run up and down and play at the pace we'd like him to play at. So, defensively, has a little bit of struggles maybe at the 4, just with staying in front of some more athletic 4s where maybe the 5, he's a little bit better defensively, but I think we can play him both ways and get a lot of mismatches, similar to the way we did with our bigs at Buffalo that could shoot the ball well. So I think he's going to be great in our system, and I think he's buying into what we're asking him to do, and he's playing well. So he's playing really well in practice right now. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do once we get out in the games.
Coach, on the left in the back.
Yeah, I mean, kind of addressed it earlier a little bit, but yeah, I mean, once we lost Rojas, Juwan, the whole staff and Juwan was really coming. He's playing really well in practice, and that was going to give him a lot more minutes with Rojas being out, and then he goes down. So now, really, we need Reese to play great now. I mean, we don't really have a real 4-man other than Alex Reese. We're either going to have to play 2 bigs, which I don't really like to do, or we're going to have to play a little bit smaller with Herb, which is fine. We did a lot of that at Buffalo. Our 4-man at Buffalo was really a 6'7" 2 guard. So, we have no problem playing Herb down there a little bit. Defensively, he's got length and he's tough. And shoot, maybe even Petty occasionally if we have to go small like that, But it certainly didn't help us when because Juwan was playing really well when he went down. So unfortunate, but like I said, injuries are part of the deal. Our football team lost their 2 inside linebackers. They seem to be doing all right still. So we'll figure it out.
Coach, on your right, standing up against the podium.
Yes. Yeah, it would be hard to play Kyra, Beadle, and Javon all 3 together. Maybe based on matchups you could get away with it, but those are 3 pretty small guards that go 1, 2, 3. I definitely think you can play 2 of the 3 together at any time you kind of want. Kyra's a little bit bigger for a point guard, so you could put him on a 2 guard, put Quinterly or Beadle on the point guard. But yeah, if we get Quinterly cleared, I would anticipate 2 of those 3 being out there quite a bit, just because they can all pass, dribble, and shoot, and they play really well with how we want to play offensively, all 3 of them. So, and then again, we're going to have to play smaller with Juwan and Rojas being out right now anyway, so that'll enable Herb and Petty to play a little bit more 3 and 4, kind of playing down a little bit. So. Herb, yeah, defensively, he's one of the best kids I've ever coached. I mean, he's one of the better defenders in the country, I would think. Offensively, he's progressing. He's getting better. I think the only thing he really struggles with, and I don't think there's any secret to anybody, is shooting the ball. But everything else, I mean, if Quinterly doesn't get cleared, I mean, he's going to play minutes at the point for us. I mean, Kyra and Beadle and Herb will kind of split minutes, and he'll be a primary ball handler even if he's not at the point for us. So he can pass, dribble as well as anybody. He runs pick and roll as well as any of our guards. He's high IQ, so he's really skilled. Just we're working on a shot. If he can get a shot, I think he'd be a long time, NBA player, play for a long time in the league if he can really develop his shot.
To your left, Coach, about 5 rows back.
Okay.
Coach, you're kind of a surprise hire. What do you tell your doubters?
Listen, I was in high school just over 6 years ago. We won the state championship back in Michigan in 2013, so I think I was a surprise hire at Buffalo after only being 2 years an assistant. It worked out pretty well. Look, surprised maybe because I lived up north my whole life. Now I'm down in the south in Alabama. As far as basketball stuff goes, I mean, what we did at Buffalo over the last 4 years, I thought was, it wasn't easy to do that at Buffalo where they'd never made the tournament before Coach Hurley took over when I came in with them. So I think basketball is basketball. We're coaching a style that kids want to play now, getting up and down. We were 4th in the country in offensive pace of play last year. Buffalo, we were top 5 in the country in scoring each of the last 2 years. So a lot of kids now, I mean, we've got athletes down here in the South, Alabama, in the general area that I think could play and be really good playing up-tempo the way we play. So I think we can fit our style to the way we can recruit here at Alabama or to the kids that we can recruit here. And, we got to win games, obviously, and we did that at Buffalo. I think we can do that here. We got to get the guys to buy into playing both sides of the ball, but I'm looking forward to it. I haven't lost a game yet here at Alabama, so we'll see if they're as excited in March as they are now. But I think our guys are progressing; they're getting better. So I think we'll surprise a few people.
Coach, to your right, third row.
Coach, can you update us on the health status and whether Beagle is clear to go full bore now?
He's getting close. He's probably 2 weeks away from getting 100% cleared. I would say he's probably between 50 to 75% of the drills in practice. The trainer, he hasn't gotten full clearance to go in everything. He's not going to be cleared to play in our first kind of closed scrimmage. I believe he'll be able to play some on a limited minutes basis in that charity exhibition against Georgia Tech, and then hopefully by game one he's cleared to do whatever we need him to do, play as many minutes as we hope. So if everything progresses as it's been and as we anticipate, I think he'll be full bore ready to go in game one.
Coach, middle section, second row.
Playing Georgia Tech in an exhibition, how can that be different in terms of helping the team as opposed to playing an exhibition against a team you're a lot better?
Yeah, so great question, Jerry. There's a lot of different philosophies with what you do with the scrimmages and the exhibitions. I've always liked to do one of each. That way you can play another Division I school that you're fairly similar to, and then you also get the exhibition, which has to be against a non-Division I unless you do this new deal they've got going with the charity things now. So I think you kind of get the best of both worlds now. So we're going to do a close scrimmage against a Division I that challenges you. As a matter of fact, we're bringing the same one in that drilled Alabama last year. I kind of want to see if our guys have some little pride in them. The private closed scrimmage got leaked to the media right after it was over because it didn't go Alabama's way. went the wrong way pretty bad. So I'm bringing the same team back in. We'll have that. But then the Georgia Tech one, you get another Power 5 quality high major school to come in and do an exhibition before they actually count, so you get to play in front of fans. It's homecoming weekend. Hopefully we can get a lot of fans to stick around on the Sunday after the football game's done Saturday night and come in and watch us play. So we'll have a decent crowd, I'm hoping, and then get all the kind of nerves out. Get even the returners haven't played with us yet, so we'll kind of get all that out of the system before we actually play a real game that counts on the record. So I think it's a win-win bringing them in. It was great that Coach Passner agreed to do it, and I think it'll be profitable for both of us and Georgia Tech.
To your left, Coach, front row.
Howard Lewis is one of your probably first big recruits. What do you expect from him as he beefed up a little bit?
He has. He's putting some weight on. He's continuing to put weight on. He's weighing in. We get weekly updates on where he's at. I think that's one of his, he's good enough. He should be playing in the NBA, whether it's after this year, after 2 years, whatever it is. We're trying to get him there. He's trying to get himself there. That's one of the things that we had a couple scouts in today to watch practice. He's got to get a little stronger. He's got to get better on defense. He knows it. So he's working on putting weight on. And yeah, he wasn't actually my recruit out of high school, but he was maybe one of our biggest recruits, getting him to stay and come out of the transfer portal. And him trying to play in the NBA is a big part of that, because if he'd have transferred, he had to sit a year. And I think he's good enough. If he does what we want him to do, he might have a chance to go after this year. And that's what he's shooting for. That's his goal. That's what we're trying to help him get to. If he does, if he's guaranteed to go in the first round and he leaves after this year, that means he had a great year, and we're all better off for it. So all that's kind of coming into play. He's good. Offensively, he's really, really talented. So we're trying to get him a lot better on the defensive end and kind of get his body bulked up, like you said.
Time for two questions. The first over here on your left, Coach.
John Petty, when he's on, looks like one of the best players in the country. But when he's off, he's really off. What needs to be done to get that consistency from Petty?
Yeah, were you at the Tennessee game last year? Was that when he had 30, whatever he had? Yeah, so he looks like he's first team all SEC against Tennessee, and then he was a little bit, and I've been meeting with, we only have one senior on a team, Beetle Bolden, the grad transfer. This is his first year here. he hasn't even been through a full practice with us yet. So we really have 4 juniors that should be the kind of leadership group on this team. The 4 returning juniors, Petty being one of them. So I've been meeting with those 4 guys, kind of set up weekly meetings. So we had a meeting last Friday with them, and that was the thing we talked about is consistency. How does a team that was able to beat Kentucky in game 1 last year, not finish better than what we did in the SEC last year? If you're able to beat Kentucky, you should probably be finishing a little bit higher than what we finished. And, John's consistency, playing like he did against Tennessee, and then having other games where he's almost non-existent. So the thing we talked about is you got to have consistency in practice before you're going to have consistency in the games. So we can't have a practice where we're not giving max effort, because you can do the same thing in the games. You're going to play great, and then you're not going to play great. If you just make it who you are and your whole being is just, when I step on the basketball floor, I'm giving everything I have and I'm giving max effort. And then our thing is, let's worry about the stuff we can control. You can't always control whether a shot goes in or not. I mean, you can get in the gym and work on it, but you can control your effort on the glass. You can control your effort on defense. You can control all those little things. And so today, Petty led the team in rebounding in practice today, and he's getting a lot better at giving us max effort every single day in practice and controlling what he can control and taking good shots. I think that's part of the problem too with some of these guys is, they're a little up and down with their confidence, but some of that shot selection, you take a few bad shots, you miss them. Now all of a sudden you're 0 for 4. If you didn't take a good shot yet, you haven't missed a good one. You've taken 4 bad ones and missed them all, and now you're starting to second guess yourself. So between getting him great shots and him worrying about the defense, the rebounding, and all that other stuff, then the offense will kind of just take care of itself. We're hoping to get a lot more consistent effort out of him. And if we do, he's ultra talented. You look at Herb, Kyra, Reese we've talked about, and then Petty. We've got some really talented offensive players, and we've also got some pretty good pieces to go along with them.
Do we have a final question? Coach, to your left, please.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about another young man in your program, how he developed. What kind of progress has Galen Smith made for you? What role do you foresee?
Yeah, Galen's one of our hardest guys, and one of my assistant that I brought with me from Buffalo, Brian Hodgson, works with the bigs, and Brian calls him Old Faithful just because he's just everyday consistent. We talk about consistency with some of our other guys. Galen is consistent. He plays hard. He started games in the SEC. He's battled with real big, so we're going to need Galen to play great for us this year, and he's been really good. He's not, nobody's going to tell him he's great offensive, skilled big, but he brings what it takes to win games. He plays defense, he rebounds, he talks, he can do that stuff, and he can score the ball in the right situations, and hopefully we put him in better situations to where he can use what he gives us and help us out offensively too. So, no, he's going to be a big part in what we do. He'll probably start at the 5 for us, to be honest with you, if things continue to progress like they are, and I'm anticipating him. And then the other kid, Javian Davis, that redshirted last year, has been progressing. He's lost 50 pounds since he's been in Alabama. He's lost over 30 since we got there, so he's coming along well too. So we got some options in the interior to play a little bit different styles in there.
All right, Coach, thanks very much.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.